YYC4 Fulfillment Center is an Amazon project. We got brought on by Ledcor to perform the fabrication of structural steel, joist girder, composite joists, bridging, and deck. Also the erection of the old project. The project was 2.8 million square feet that encompassed 5 floors and a roof.
The project was this unicorn of the perfect storm. We knew what we were doing. We had Supermétal on site installing, and Canam Structures was doing the supporting steel, the beams and columns, and then our relationship with Ledcor, it was flawless.
The collaboration with Canam started very early, before we even put a shovel in the ground. That early collaboration right through to the last beam that went up and all of the daily details that we sorted out here with their team on site, and the collaborative attitude that they brought made this a success.
We peaked at about 115 workers on that job, not including our subcontractors.
They were special joists that we don't normally do in Canada. It's called a composite joist. Composite joist is just like a normal joist, but it has a special element that ties the concrete with the joist. That helps out with stiffness of the structure itself. Normally, they would use a beam to do the same approach, but with a steel joist, we reduce a lot of the weight of the building. A normal beam is full, right? You look at the web members, it's full. It's a full plate of steel. Joist has web members that you could see through it. It's a lower cost, you have less material. This was a pretty big project, so less material to erect, the better.
We started pre-producing joists in July. They started going in September, and we had them all on site before Christmas break. That September, October, November, December, 3-month span to get that many joists on site is unheard of. We actually thought we were going to produce well into February of the following year. We had a record-breaking year for joist production, and then I think 2 weeks later we blew it out of the water.
I think at peak we were taking like 20 truckloads a day of steel. It was a lot of steel coming all the time for several months.
I think we had about 20 people dedicated just to offloading steel. We were able to deliver probably 3 weeks worth of material out and ahead of ourselves, so it gave us time to make sure that we really had everything to keep us flowing.
Everybody had the same goal. Everybody was building this building as efficiently as possible. It made for easy conversations, and even in tough times, if something was missing or something wasn't working, it was always solution-based.
At the end of the job, when we did our topping off ceremony, there were 600 people there, and everybody was happy, and lots of handshakes and good jobs. So that was a pretty good feeling at the end of it, to have external evidence that we did a good job.
One of the main achievements here was hitting all of our schedule milestones. We actually turned the project over 2 weeks early, which was fantastic. More than that, the success for me was the partnerships that we had here.
I am so proud of the relationships that were built internally, externally with Ledcor, Supermétal. I'm so proud that we could have been part of that project. Calgary's largest square foot building. That's something to be proud of for sure.